Hey guys, welcome back to another What If here. Today we are doing What If Kurama raised Naruto Part 2. If you want to know really what happened in the last part, and also the last part, if you haven't watched this at all, will help you quite a fair bit, as there is some stuff that at least happened there that I'm not going to explain again. So, yes, also I've done this part. Will be the second time attempting this, as the first time I did it last night, but it felt very half done, and so I'm redoing the entire part, which was 40 minutes long and probably explaining 10 minutes worth of information. So, yes. Too detailed into what I was trying to explain. Anyway, so we'll start off with anyway, let's get into this. Firstly, so we would be waking up in a bed, and she'd yawn, and then morning, Kurama, how are you? Can we go in 5 more minutes? It's too early. So go, you're always moaning it's too early, Kurama. Come on, get up. Look at myself, I'm fine. And, she'd wake up and she'd go, I was like, oh yeah, isn't today like the graduation exam? And she'd go, well, it is. I'd finally be able to become a ninja. She'd go, yeah, if you pass. It's like, hey, I'll be able to pass it just fine. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm just making fun. You're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, anyway, they get dressed and that. I just see her as she's halfway through changing, as of course, cashier knocking the door going, hey, Ruby or Naruto, time to get up for school. As not go, yeah, I'm just in the middle of changing. Just go, you'd go, okay, breakfast will be, I'm doing breakfast, so it'll be done soon. Anyway, just go, okay, I'll be there in a minute. As Kakashi would walk back off to doing cooking as Naruto finishes changing. As then Naruto would, go off to the toilet and do his routine that he needs to do in the toilet. Then he'll come out and sit down as Kakashi likes, you seem excited. Naruto. As he'd go, of course I would, Today's the day I finally be able to become a ninja. Go, yeah. And then once you do, you can practice. You can practice a lot harder on stuff. It's like, what do you mean stuff? It's like, I know. It's like, I guess you're getting more control over, Kurima's power. It's like, hey, I can already control the 2 tails perfectly, and then 3 tails is still a bit hard for me, but I'm getting there. It's like, yeah, I know. And of course, having being able to, control or even master his power is quite handy. It's like, yeah. But don't forget, Kakashi, that I can, even Kurama stated that, I can only control up to the 4 tails before needing the seal weakened, so that I can, being able to draw more power out. And I go, yeah, but doesn't it weaken over time? It's like, oh, yeah, but the time it would take to weaken to pull out 5 tails of power will be a bit too much. It would take probably a good maybe year, 2 years to be able to pull out 4 tails of power finally. So, 5 tails of power. So yeah, fair enough. Just you go, I wonder where that person is. Of course, Naruto, Kakashi would have already acted as Kakashi would just be kind of sitting there waiting for Naruto to finish his. As Naruto would finish and so go, well, shall we head off, Naruto? He's like, oh yeah. So, of course I start recording and the car alarm goes off. Anyway. So, look at Naruto and Kakashi, walk kind of through the village as everyone's staring, at Naruto. Isn't that, the demon, bright, all that? As Kakashi just kind of lets out a sign as Naruto goes, well, now you know why I prefer to be transformed, don't you? As Kakashi's like, yeah, I know, I already knew. But still, it's like, yeah, annoying, frustrating. As Kakashi's like, well, yeah. Yeah, it's like, I guess ever since, you've started living with me, I guess I've just built up, I guess, he's like, oh, so you feel like, you should protect me and that, as Kakashi gets a tad bit right, and it's like, well, it's like, I'm not going to tell you, and Dad's going, aww, just trying to find Kakashi up. Anyways, a couple minutes later, they would arrive at the Ninja Academy. As Kakashi's like, well, see you in a couple of hours or that. And I'd go, well, I'm pretty sure it's only going to take around an hour or two. Jeez. Yeah. And, well, yeah, Kakashi would wave Naruto by as Naruto would walk in. As Uchi, Shikamaru and Choji, two of his really only best friends that he's got, as those two really don't care who Naruto is. And, well, yeah. And they also know, what Naruto is, or at least what Naruto prefers to be in, his kind of cat state, which is named Ruby. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and he'd go, oh, hey guys, and they'd go, hey Naruto, how are you doing? So I go, well, a bit tired, but fine, besides from that. So you're finally welcome to the dark side. You're finally, you've finally come to the dark side. Naruto would go, what? No, I'll never admit that. I will be tired in school. I'll never fall asleep in school. As they just look at him and say, you sure about that? It's like, fine. Hey, just get off my back already, oh yeah. Anyway, Shikamaru's the one that sleeps throughout class pretty much. It's like, anyway, are you going to actually try today, or you're just going to go in the middle of the road? Going, no, I'm going to try today. I think it's about time people learn what I could really do. It's like, oh, so you're finally going to show us magic? just gasp as Shikamaru go, hey. There's Toji and Naruto just laughs like, what, you've never really shown us like, yeah, you're one to talk to. It's like, well, so I did kind of beat up, well, I did beat up, Sasuke when I first came here, so it's like, well, I'm pretty sure you almost killed him when you first came here. It's like, wow, he needed to be taken down a peg or two, and well, so in the aftermath it felt like he wanted to kill me, so instead I decided after a year that, you know, I would try and stop doing that, and seem like I've gotten weaker, even though I really just kind of passed off, so he's got to be annoyed. Yeah. And of course Iroku would then go, okay everyone, I'd go, huh? When did everyone come in? So I go, Shikamaru and Joji would go, huh, I guess, you know, we just had too much fun talking to one another. So I go, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I said, go, well, you know, as you know, today this is the day of the Genin exams to become a ninja, so, you know, if you're ready, you know, I'll give out the test papers as you'd go past by one by one, you know, dropping off the papers as you'd go by Naruto and Shikamaru, as he would just kind of feel like, I hope those two pass, because Shikamaru at first at least seemed to be, you know, in the middle of the group, seemed to be fine, but he fell almost to the bottom. The only reason why is because he really didn't want to try, but hanging around Naruto seemed to, you know, at least rub that off, where, you know, because, you know, yeah. And look, he doesn't really realise just how smart Naruto and Shikamaru are. Yeah, it's literally like almost a rivalry for the two dumbest people in the class, or at least what looks like the two dumbest people in the class, as they're literally using their brain power to think of a way to act even dumber. Yeah. And so, well, yeah. And you'd go out, now everyone's got your test, you may start. As, you know, within the first, like, minute, Naruto then looks up to the ceiling as, like, 30 seconds later, Shikamaru will be done. You know, he's done, and he's like, damn it, you managed to beat me. He's like, okay, it was only 30 seconds. Yeah, but still 30 seconds is the matter of life, and could be the matter of life and death. So I'm just like, well, true, I guess. True, there. It was like, it just means you need to get even more smarter than me. It's like, troublesome. Yeah, and at least, say 20 seconds after that, Sasuke would finish, and then 10 seconds after that, Choji would finish. I should go, I'm down nice. They just look at it and say, oh, not bad. You improved quite a fair bit over the last time you, like, you know, did a mock exam. Which, you know, it would be more so like on, like, Kakashi's. Well, it would either be housed at Kakashi or Shikamaru's home, where they would do like kind of mock exams to see how fast they are, and, well, how fast or smart they are, as it would be, you know, quite tough. Yeah, it seems like, you know, all the kind of tactical training with you two seem to have, well, improved me quite a bit. So, yeah, oh well. It's like the only other person that beat you, but by 10 seconds, was Sasuke. That's about it. Yeah, as, of course, and you could see, like just a minute in, Naruto was done, and he'd go, damn, that'd be the record. I don't even, like, yeah, you'd be quite surprised, impressed, even. Yeah, and then of course, a couple minutes later, everyone would be done as you'd go out. For the next exam, I'll be calling you in one by one to go to a separate room where you would have to perform the substitution, any clone jutsu that you may know of, and at least one clone, and the transformation jutsu. As Toji and Shikma look over to notice that, wow, you're the master of the transformation, yeah, they just straight up admit that Naruto's the master of transformation. There's, thank you guys, that means a lot. I just go, wow. Well, considering your sexy jutsu and that. So I'd go, yeah, well, even Kakashi wanted to learn my transformation jutsu, as they'd go, what? It's like, yeah, so I taught him it. He wanted to transform into, like, other animals, or more so like a dog or that, but of course first, he had to learn the sexy jutsu where it first began, and yeah. He's go, I bet he wasn't looking, but, well, it's like, he is a bit of a pervert though, but yeah. Anyway, of course, minutes to out, well, yeah, a good maybe like 30-40 minutes later, Naruto would be called as the part would go, Naruto's Maki, and Naruto go, yes, finally my turn. You shake my arm and Toji go, well, good luck, Naruto. Yeah, I just mind you, Naruto's probably like the second to last person to find, like, to actually do it, so there's like 2 or 3 people left. Yeah, so Naruto would go off with the Potter as he would then do the transformation. No, I meant Naruto would do the transformation as he would summon 3 clones. One would look exactly like Iruka, the other one would then puff again into a puff smoke as he would do the replacement jutsu. As Iruka would go, oh, impressive. And there's Naruto nod, yes. Iruka sensei, as you can see, they are shadow clones. As you'd go, wide-eyed and surprised, and wow, well done, Naruto. I'm happy to say that you passed the Genin exams. Yeah, right, mind you, the first part, part 1 of 2 of the actual exams, become a ninja. Yeah, I just like to go, yes, finally. As you'd go back to class, yeah, as Choji and Shikma go, oh, well done, Naruto. You passed, like, well, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's like, well, yeah, considering, your transformation skills, and you're practically in one-man army when it comes to your shadow clones. And the replacement jutsu, after we learned that, it was pretty easy. And then for you, it's like, well, yeah, and well, I do train with Kakashi quite a lot, so being able to replace myself with objects and that comes quite handy. Let's go, yeah. I guess it would with a Jonin, in that sense, I sparring with you every day. So we don't spar every day. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kurama has just been napping again, as of course Naruto didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, a couple more minutes would go past. Well, another 10-20 minutes as the rest of the people would, be done, as as Iruka would come out as you go out. For everyone that has for everyone that has passed the exams, please come back tomorrow, as you'll find out then tomorrow who'll be on your team and who will be your Jonin sensei. That is all for today. As they'd all kind of leave as Naruto would go, Shikamaru Choju, you know what you doing, today? It's like, so I'd go, well, I'd probably be celebrating, with my clan and all. And Choju'd go, yeah, I'm going to the barbecue restaurant to celebrate. So like, oh, nice. I don't know exactly what I'm doing today. Kakashi Sensei would probably have something planned for me if I passed. And like, oh yeah, just, if it's Ichiraku, try not to eat a mouthhouse, This is Naruto just kind of like, hey, well, I'm trying not to, but I can't guarantee anything. Yeah. There's Kakashi, would knock. Well, no, Kakashi, would be right now as Naruto go, Kakashi's, Kakashi. As Naruto would kind of head off, he would wave goodbye to Shikamaru and Choji, as then they leave. As well, they'd get back as Naruto would go off and change. As then we would come back as guys would go, well, what did you do today? And we would go, well, you already know Kakashi Sensei, Kakashi, what we did what I did today. Is like, yeah. It's like, well, and I can tell it seems like you passed. Then it's like, well, yeah, well, I thought, at least the written test may have been a bit harder. But it almost seemed like, it felt almost too easy. And without easy, the test was almost felt like they're begging people to, risk their life and die. It's like, well, don't forget, most people, some people say, a lot of people are happy to say Genin, or even, the people that make it to Chunin are happy to say Chunin. Very few people make it to, very few people make it to Jonin, and again, even fewer make it to being the Hokage. It's like, well, yeah, only 4 people did, and all of them, well, or at least the first 3, have got the roots around like when the village kind of first started, and in the first Great Ninja War. It's like, yeah, and of course, the 4th Hokage, the Yellow Flash Leaf, well, he pretty much earned the title of, the Yellow Flash, the person being most feared of them all, and plus the Hokage title, by single-handedly ending the 3rd Great Ninja War. As Kakashi would go, he'd just think to himself, Sensei, I hope you're, Sensei, I hope you're happy to see your son seems to be, or your son's last daughter seems to be going in your steps. Yeah, I just hope once I guess Jirai teaches her, how to use your jutsu, the Rasengan, that she'll be able to master it and add her own chakra nature to it. Yeah. And I was thinking, and also for you guys, well, I won't say just yet. And she'd go, well, what are we going to catch you, or are we just going to be lazing around here today? It's like, well, I thought first we'll go to Ichiraku Ramen to get some dinner, and then I guess we can head off to the Hokage's office. And she'd go, Okay. And yeah, as they'd head off. Yeah. And yeah, they'd head off to each Kurama, and 10 minutes later, they would be leaving with Kakashi going, I thought you said you'd only eat it, you won't eat that much today. Ruben's like, hey, I didn't eat as much as I normally do. Yeah, but it still feels light. And it's like, anyway, we're here. Should go right as they would enter the Okage's office. As the Okage go, it would indicate to the Armbu to leave, as they would go. So Ruby, as of course Ruby would let down, show her ears and tail, as it'd go, Ruby Kakashi. Nice to see you too, as they'd go, well, nice to see you too, Hokage-san. As it'd go, well, considering Ruby, you've just kind of you're now officially a ninja, so you won't be going on, any kind of undercover or missions from at least now on. As she going, okay, son. Yeah. And as Kakashi thinks, she's taking it better than what I thought she would. I thought, she'd be moaning, but I guess, to be honest, now, her road has kind of opened up to become Hokage, and, yeah. And it'd be a flashback to when she was around 10 years old, when, a Hombu member would kind of, come, would knock on the door, and would say that the Hokage wants to meet, wants you to, as he would then flash away, as Ruby and Kakashi just look at one another, wondering why the Hokage wants them. Yeah. As, they would reach out, as the Hokage, as Hosen, they knock on the door, as come in, as those two would enter, and we was Hokage-san, you called for us? He's like, yes, well, considering your art and transformation, Ruby, I thought I should call on you, and I know you're not really ninja yet, but I've kind of got no other person that is talented in transformation as you are. And he would explain kind of the mission, which was around it was a B, it was a B to possibly A rank. It was borderline B rank. Yeah, as you'd go around, that's why I called for you to also, Kakashi, as it'd be, considering you haven't gone out of the village for quite a while, I thought, you should also go along with her. I just go, yes, Hokage. Yeah. And so that's pretty much from that downwards. They would occasionally take, B to A rank, sometimes S rank, very rarely S rank. It was mainly B or A ranks, which they would get done within a good day or two, as they were quite fast. Yeah, but also they were very hidden, so normally any of their targets or none of the villagers never knew who they were. They just knew that Konoha had two very skilled ninjas. Yeah. Anyways, as of course, you'd go, I just wanted, to at least see you two for the final, for at least the last time, as usual, be doing D-ranks from now on, won't it? As so, yeah, and I've kind of guessed Kakashi, I'd be on Kakashi's team. So go, yeah, do you know who else would be on your team? So, well, I guess the last two Chia, Brat, and Sakura. Sakura's the best Kunoichi of the year, and Sasuke is, as I said, the last two Chia, the last loyal Chia, and because he's got the chance to work in the Sharingan. Once he does, Kakashi can teach him how to control the Sharingan. As he would nod the yes, and it's like, and gone, do you have a problem with him? She'd go, well, he's always, he always thinks he's better than everyone else, he's stronger and that, and it's like, oh, but I've been told that, you seem to lose to him quite a lot. It's like, always just give up as it's boring. Come on, when I first came, I thought, oh, a challenge, but now, come on. I've fallen asleep twice in a battle and I've still won it. I said, go, what? You are talented. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. There's good gas. Anyway, he's also got that superior complex where if anyone's stronger than him, he wonders why can't I be that strong? Why don't I know those jutsus? I should know them, not them. And yeah, so yeah, and of course once I reveal how I truly am, superior complex is going to go through the roof. Oh yeah. But hopefully before then, you two can at least become better friends, or at least friends. It's like, I don't think even that's the issue. Even if we did become friends, he'd still have this superior complex, and heck, once that triggers, he seems to not care. He seems to almost look like he wants to kill you then afterwards, once he's taken all your techniques. Or at least once he's figured them all out. And once the Sharingan is active, well, anyone that can't do, do the jutsus with maybe one or a couple of hand signs will be, well, their Ghost jutsus would be copied. So yeah, I guess that's the one positive and negative about it, is it would copy any jutsu. Yep, and she go, well, lucky for me, I always try and master my jutsus to bring them down to at least, a 1 to 5, hand sign. Yeah, it's like, well, considering, the Sharingan jutsu you brought down to a half. So, well, yeah, I use it quite a lot, so what do you expect? I can do it with one hand, and heck, I'm trying to do it with none. So it was just like that. It's like, you're trying to do it with none. It's like, well, yeah, when you're fighting, you're not gonna have your hand free. And so, it'd be quite handy if you can do it, in the middle of a fight, have it, out of nowhere, shadow clone pop maybe behind the person and possibly knock them out or that. So yeah, that does have some tactical advantages, especially considering, you're more of an acrobatic, you're more of an acrobatic attack and sensory ninja. So yeah. Anyway, with, a couple minutes in there, so as Naruto, let out a bit of a, well, no, Ruby let out a bit of a yawn as, as Kakashi would go, well, no, the guy go, that's what I wanted to speak about, I see you guys, well, guess I may see you guys tomorrow, like, depending, well, no, well, hopefully if you pass Kakashi's test, I'll see you then for your first mission. Other than that, have a good day, have a good night. As they would wave goodbye to the Hokage as Naruto, well, yeah, as Ruby and Kakashi, walk through the village as they'd be kind of at the, well, no, they'd be like halfway between Kakashi's home as Ruby's like, hey, Kakashi, can check up on my old place where I used to live just to see if it's still fine, and or she go, sure, Ruby, that's fine, go right ahead, just, come back. Yeah, it's like, just come back, on roughly 10 times. She'd go, yeah, I will, don't worry. As, she'd head off as Kurama's like, I feel something, it feels familiar in a way. Someone's definitely in our house, Naruto. As Naruto would run through the forest, then into the home. As, well, she'd walk around as then she'd meet, quite a nice, like, silvery, like, kind of moon colour. As she'd go, I guess you're Naruto, or I guess I should call you Ruby. And she'd go, and how do you know my name? Who are you? I should go, well, as you can see, I'm a fox. I'm from the Fox clan. I've come here today to give you the Fox contractors. And I'd go, I've already got a contract. It's like, yes, we know you've got the cat contract. Well, the cat summoning contract. Well, don't worry, you can have more than one summoning contract. It's just when you go to summon, do the summoning jutsu, you just have to think on what, what contract you want to do, either the cat or the fox. As okay, I'm all for doing the contract and all. As Naruto, Ruby's last Naruto, would always be happy to get more than, more jutsus, be a bit stronger and all. And yeah, and she go, anyway, shall we be off? Ruby go, how are we going to get there? And she go, first do you have, I can tell you, even though it's, I assume you've got some type of transformation jutsu. As Naruto would go, Ruby would go, yeah, of course I do. And, yeah, of course, she'd go, can you at least, transform? It would, kill some suspicion from the other foxes when I bring you there. As Ruby would go to Kurama, it's like, what shall I do? It's like, there's kind of three options. Four, you could say. You transform into your natural fox form, you do the transformation jutsu and transform into, like a wild fox, or you use your transformation jutsu and transform into me, like a smaller me, not the gigantic me. And the last one, and you just go into your you pour use some of that chakra and you go into your three-tailed state as you go, and it's like, I just transfer into my natural state, my fox mode. We would open our eyes as her eyes will then at least will glow a bit, would go red, and then her appearance will change as the ears get slightly longer and more fox-like, as a couple of three tails will three tails would pop out behind her, and then three fox tails, and then her clothes would change to resemble almost like a high-ranking, or not even high-ranking, to almost look like a princess type deal. And she'll go, oh wow, she'll go, oh wow, you're quite pretty, as we'd go, well, thanks. It's just always annoying when I transform into this, because I always end up having these shoes, and go, well, you can always just take them off. It's like, yeah, I know, but still, it gets annoying. They would just chuckle a bit. Go anyway, as she do the reverse summoning jutsu. Yeah, and then after after a couple of seconds, they'd be reversed back to the fox. I would say it's like the fox cave. It's like, it does have, of course, a giant cave where the fox leader is, but also, there's some foxes outside and that, roaming around and relaxing and playing around. Yeah, and, now to, we'd slowly start walking forward with the silver fox that came to get him, and she'd go, sorry, I didn't tell you my name. My name is. She'd go, my name is Luna, by the way. I was rooting to go, that's quite a nice name, Luna. So, thanks. As though, walk up to the leader as the leader's like, so you must be Ruby, am I right? Or also known as Naruto Uzumaki. Yeah, and she go, yes. Yes, sir. And they go, Luna, can you go and get the Fox contract? Just go, yes, sir. As she'd go off to, she'd disappear and then reappear a couple of seconds later with the Fox contract, and she'd go, well, I'm assuming Luna already told you how to summon at least people that have got, more than one contract. And we'd go, yes, sir, she has. She'd go, good, okay. And they would talk about some other stuff for, a good, maybe, a couple minutes. And she would, as we would bite her hand and then do the summoning contract, we would talk, I think, write a name, write a name. And then they'd go, good, well, that's all done. As Luna would then start doing the word, and then go out, I guess, we'll see you whenever you need help, Ruby. So we'll go, I don't know, well, yeah, see you then, guys. As Ruby then goes reappearing at house, I should go, oh, well, that was a bit odd, wasn't it? I was going to go, yeah, I thought it could have been, the cat people, all that, but no. And it's like, well, anyway, I guess we should get back to Kakashi now. So, well, it is getting quite late, so he might be a bit worried. As we would then kind of launch off in towards the direction of Kakashi's home. As Shidanta should go, I'm back, Kakashi. As Kakashi go, Ruby. You'd go, what's wrong? Is coming go, don't forget you're starting in your fox form. As oh right, you haven't seen me in this form yet, have you? is that your? It's like I should go. Yes, this is my natural fox form. The form I kind of I guess got when I was born. And he's going, yeah, wow, you look quite nice. So, thanks. Anyway, as she then transformed into a cat form, the one she goes gently prefers. She's go, out, right. Yeah, dinner will be done shortly. And she go, oh, okay, well. It's like, yeah, it's like, the fox people, well, I got that, and, a fox was waiting for me, as, her name was Elaine, and she kind of explained that the fox people had been, waiting for me for quite, a while now to reach the age that I am to do the summoning contract with them. So you've got two now, do you? It's like, yes, I've got the cat contract and now the fox contract. So, I wonder what other contracts you could possibly get in the future. Oh, damn it, I'm actually tired. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. And it's like, well, I don't exactly know, but yeah, it'd be interesting to find out, wouldn't it? Yeah. It was, well, besides from having dinner and talking a bit more after and that, that'll kind of be it. Next morning would come as she'd wake up. She'd kind of let out a little bit. She'd let out a, yawn. Yeah. And she'd go, sleep a bit more as Kakashi would go, come. As Kakashi, knocking, we would go a bit more. Just let me sleep a bit more. As Kakashi's like, well, sorry, but don't forget, don't you want to find out who team you're on? It's like, oh, I didn't know whose team I'm on. I'm on yours, silly. It's like, yeah, but still, even if you know that, you still need to go there. Otherwise, who knows what could happen. It's like, a bit more as Kakashi finally happens to know. It's like, come on. As he'd walk it over and then start, petting her, as she'd start purring and she'd go, fine, I'm up. Yeah. She'd stretch out. Yeah. And she'd then go over and, well, damn it, I'm tired. Yeah. about as Kashi go, well, meet me about, breakfast will be done shortly, so, yeah. Just go, yeah, okay, Kashi-san. As Kashi would then leave, as of course she, does a ritual, transform into a male self, get dressed, go to the toilet, do the routine, and then come out. And yeah, and this time, well, they kind of sit down eating breakfast together. Just like, well, I'll be here just hanging around the school today. It's like, well, if you're late, I will purposely go out of the school and hunt you down, Kakashi, so you better not be late today. As you'd go, well, yeah, well, and go and meet Kakashi. As much as I may tolerate you being late to some other stuff, like, come on, it's our first time meeting, with a group. You're better off being, you're better off being there than being late. Yeah. And go, yeah, I guess so, I know. And well, they would set off. As well, a couple of minutes later, though, Naruto would enter the school. Well, enter his classroom as he would sit down by Choji and Shikamaru. Well, Shikamaru and Choji. Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, they would be talking about some stuff as everyone pausing. As then, I forgot his name now. As the teacher comes in, he's like, well, today's your final day here. And obviously today you'll be finding out what team you're in. You'll also be meeting up with your Jonin sensei. And to obviously get to know one another. Yeah. As would be sitting behind Choji, Shikamaru, and Naruto, as she'd go, well, she doesn't hang around really them a lot, but she has kind of gotten at least more use, or at least kind of used to them. She at least knows like Naruto seems like he's hiding something, but also knows that Naruto is also quite smart in that. Yeah. Anyway, as he would then start running through, some teams as he'd reach. Go out. Team 7 will be. Yeah. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. And Naruto would just go, yeah, as go, oh, you already knew what team you would be on? You'd go, well, yeah, my dad is kind of a teacher, sensei and all, and there is some other stuff I seriously can't tell you, but you could say, well, I think I kind of gave it off, and plus, so the Kashi were simply kind of just just kind of a guess to my teammates, and he literally just straight up confirmed it. So yeah. Anyway. And yeah, and then he'd run through the members of Team 9, and then he'd go. Team 10 will be Shikamaru, Shikamaru, Nara. I forgot what Choji's full name is. What is Choji's name? Full name. What I'll give Choji Akamichi. Yeah, Choji Akamichi. And Ino Yamanaka, and your sensei will be will be Asuma Saratobi. Yeah. For some odd reason, I thought that it was somebody else. Yeah. As of course, Asuma would come in. Well, as then, that I think that'd be all of them. As then all these senseis would come in. Yeah. As everyone would leave, and then Kakashi would be, well, Team 7, on the roof if you're not that, but, within a minute, you'll be going back to the academy. As he then kind of disappears in a while of leaves, as Sasuke and Sakura just looking at him and just look back. Are you serious? You better off getting there within a minute. The more time you stand there sitting around, the more likely you are to be late. As they then just launch off, and Sakura will be, yeah, but what about you? It's like, well, I'll be there, don't worry, you're the one that's going to be late. And she then ran out the door, as Naruto just simply open the window and just walk up the side of the building, as he's, well, yeah, like being trained, well, being with Kakashi and Kurama, you are going to learn how to tree walk and maybe even water walk before everyone else. Yeah. As Kakashi goes, Naruto. So, well, yeah. So, well, what do you think? They're like, it's like, well, Sasuke definitely wants to kill his brother, that's obvious, and Sakura seems to just want to get, just seems to, want to have a date with him. It's like she fangirls over him, so I feel like the only reason why she became a ninja is only to become closer, like even more closer to Sasuke. This is gonna be quite hard, isn't it? It's like, well, however, I'm doubtful we're going to, win the battle test. Well, there is one way of winning it, but I'm not going to tell you, even though you may have figured it out already. It's like, what could that be? As Sasuke and Sakura would burst through the door, as Kasuga, you had 10 seconds left. Yeah, they'd be panting, as they'd be wondering, how on earth did Naruto get there before him? It's like he left before Naruto, and yeah, he didn't see Naruto pass him, or even sense he passed him. So how did he pass him? As anyway, Naruto would of course jump off from the fence and sit down, like on these steps, as Sasuke and Sakura would sit down too. Yeah. As of course Kakashi would go, well, introduce yourself, say like your dislike, so you'll say what you like, you dislike, and you can go for the future. And you, Pinky, you can go first. As it's going, no, you'd go, well, you Bruto, you go first. Just go, as Sasuke's one would stay kind of in canon, just except for the fact that because and well, I guess one of my other goals is to finally beat Naruto in a spar finally. And his cats go, you're a bit, you're quite far behind him, but I should say nothing. Yeah. So he'd then go, you Pinky, what's your goals and that for the future? So you go, well, and go, well, your dislikes then? Ino Yamanaka. As you go, of course, as he'd look over to Naruto and he'd go, and it's like, do I have to, Kakashi? It's like, well, those two may not know, and it's like, fine. As Naruto would start, Naruto would go, well, I guess what I like is, eating ramen, training with Kakashi, and even, spending some time with my, cat summons, and even Kakashi summons, spending even some time with them occasionally. My dislikes are, guess, people who just think they're better than everyone else. Let's see, what else do I dislike? Oh yeah, I guess fangirls. I also hate them because all they seem to be is nothing. They're just a waste of time. And the time it takes for ramen to cook. And getting up in the morning. It's like my goals for the future is to become Hokage. Yeah. And Kasuga, let's get it all different. Yeah. As it go, well, meet me tomorrow at training ground 7. As it and it go, well, tomorrow at training ground 7 we'll be doing another exam. It's like, what? But we just we just became ninjas. It's like, well, not quite yet. It's like, that's only to weed out the people that had the potential to become a ninja. This will rule out everyone. This will rule out everyone that doesn't have the actual abilities to become a ninja. As the success rate is only 33%. Yeah. And Kakashi, and also, I suggest you're not, say, come in, I suggest you're not eating breakfast, as you might puke. As you then leave, and Naruto would go, well, do you two, want to go out to get some to eat? As Sasuke just go, I'm going to train, and Sasuke just go, wait up, Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, should be running after Sasuke, and Naruto would go, this is going to be some, a long time. Yeah. As you then kind of go off and go, well, I guess Shikamaru. The Shikamaru and Choji should be at least done with that. Introductions with that. Jonin Sensei now. I guess I could hang around with them for a little bit. After I get changed, so, because you'd head back and you'd get changed. Yeah. As, well, she'd head out, but what she would, say, wear, is say, a red skirt with, a kind of, reddish orange top, and then a, orange kind of jacket or jumper that complements the top and skirt with of course, a hole at the back of the skirt for a tail to go through, and also the symbol for the Uzumaki clan on the back. Yeah. Oh yeah. She'd put them on as she would then hop from building to building. She would find Shikamaru and Choji and that. As Shikamaru and Choji would, spot her coming as she'd go, well, I guess, I guess it's about time that, while you met, I guess, Naruto's true form. It's like, what do you mean Naruto's true form? And as of course Naruto would land, and she'd go, hey, Shikamaru and Choji, So I said, oh, hey Ruby. It's like, and just went, huh? I haven't seen her before. I wonder who she is. And she'd go also like, hey, hi there, I said, huh? She knows who I am, but she's also got ears and tail. So they cover and she's going, well, I guess you two haven't told her yet. It's like, well, no, of course not. It's your business to tell, tell whoever you want. It's not our business. As you would, kind of go, well, yeah, and you'd go, well, you two are true friends. But anyway, well, as you're probably wondering who I am, I'm also Naruto. This is just my form I spend the most time in. It's like, what? But you're always like, yes and no, I'm a male, but put it this way, I spend more time in this form than I do as a normal form. I prefer this form. You've always wondered, you always seem to wonder, if I'm hiding or anything, and ta-da, this is it. I spend most of my time around those two in this. I'm considering you're 13 now. No, I thought it was about time that I showed you this. Should go, what is that? It's like, well, at first it started off with my transformation jutsu, but it just eventually became my normal form, but I don't use pretty much chakra at all to maintain it. I just go, huh. So it's like, yes, these are real ears, and that is a real tail too, so don't touch. Should just be bound to, and should be, what did I just say? Don't touch. I'm sorry, it's just I've never seen you like this before. It's like, yes, well, unless you want scratches all over your body, you won't touch my tail. Right. Yeah. Yes, they would. So, hang on, Ruby, shouldn't you be with your team right now? It's like, well, Sasuke's off training somewhere, and Sakura's spying on him, or trying to hunt him down. As well, Sakura is. She's always after Sasuke, and they don't pay me to any mind. So yeah, I did offer, but they didn't bother. So everyone thought they would just want to know what our test will be. So going, oh, what is your test? Wait, how do you know what your test is going to be? Well, come on, I live with our Jonin Sensei, so I'm gonna know a couple of things. A test tomorrow will be a bell test. On the bell test is pretty much like a team test to see if we can work together. Because that's why you can't really say. Whereas of course you can't exactly work as a team, but out of this is more so out of necessity, where I'd also be able to come. And you're right there, I guess. As they'd spend a couple of hours talking to one another. As an actor would go, well, I'm off now. Cassie's probably in cooking dinner and wondering where I am. So see you guys. Well, yeah. See you guys whenever. Yeah. As they all say bye, as Naruto Ruby heads off, and it's like, oh, she was quite cute. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And Naruto, Ruby would walk in as Kakashi go, I was wondering, I was wondering, where you are. So, I was just hanging out with Shikamaru, Choji, and, It's like, oh, why wasn't you hanging out with Sakura and Sasuke? This is go, come on, Kakashi, I know, even though you seem to disappear quite far away, I know you only disappeared to the next rooftop to see how we would interact, and, well, Sasuke, you saw Sasuke and Sakura, well, they paid me no mind as they just went off. So you go, yeah, you're right there. They seem to just not bother, and only if they hung around you would they know what to expect for tomorrow. It's like, yeah. And you'd go, anyway, you could still cook me breakfast tomorrow. So you'd go, oh, why did I do that? It's like, come on, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm not that stupid, Kakashi Sensei. You only wanted to see if, yeah. You only wanted to see if we'd truly listen, or would we just, actually take common sense into like a factor, and you measuring how, our common sense. So, yeah, okay. Well, it seems like you passed that test. God, come on, you already knew. Wow, I would already. Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna end, guys. So if you want to know what happens during the test, you're just gonna have to wait until next time. So if you guys have enjoyed it, like it, enjoy it, and you want to see more just like this, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next What If. Hopefully, depending on what I do, and hey, good. Bye!